G'day guys and welcome back. A little bit of a weird one because we're kind of in between projects at the moment. Say kinda because it's enough of that. Might show you a bit more of that one in a couple of weeks. We're just waiting on a few parts, then we're going to get stuck into it. But that will be the next build series that we do on the channel. But tonight, like I say, a bit weird, slightly in between projects. So going to head over to Kurt's place, take a couple of beers, and might tinker around with one of his bits and pieces. So check it out. What are you doing, big boy? What's this? Empty hoist, mate.
Who that? What's going on, horse?
Hey, playing around with the big rig.
You caught me in the act, mate. Fucking around.
Nice.
Oh shit. I should have marked where I wanted to put the brake line through before I took the engine out.
Yeah.
But,
Rookie mistake.
You know
Rookie
me,
mistake.
mate. It's a greenhorn move.
That's it. So,
Trap the young players.
over here at Kurt's place, and for the first time in a long time, the hoist bay is empty, mate. It's filled with BMX bikes.
Yeah, plenty of kid stuff taking up space. So that's not going to change.
No, not anytime soon. So we're just going to, while we're somewhat in between projects, I guess, just going to do a bit of tinkering on the big rig.
Bit of tinkering, shoot the shit,
Yeah.
see where we get.
Otherwise, we might be waiting too long for a video.
Yes, that's it. A little bit in between at the moment, but that's what you get.
Yeah.
COVID, part supplies, full-time jobs.
Yeah.
All the rest. We don't need to make excuses.
No, that's it. We do not need to make excuses. But, just so you know, we are still kind of doing a bit.
The next one's going to be good.
Oh, yeah. So, this is the 10-year project, mate. And this is the result of 10 years of hard work.
Don't tell them how long I've been stuffing around for. That's embarrassing. It's true, but it's embarrassing.
That's it. I mean, but this car's been around for a lot longer than that. This was the family bus.
Yes. This is very important. This is the most sentimental piece of thing that I own ever.
Yeah.
Very, very special car to me.
Absolutely.
Been in the family since I was about 6 years old, I think. 5, 6, 7-ish. So a long time.
Yep.
Me and my little brother trashed this thing as kids, and we've been across the Nullarbor in it and all sorts. And I bought it when I was 17 and it was my first car.
That's it.
And then yeah.
And you've had it ever since.
Yes.
And do you know what year was it that it was last on the road?
Well, we've got a rego sticker here that says 2009, 3rd month, so it was probably, I don't know when I took it off the road, but it was definitely no later than that, so
Yeah, that's it.
that's sad. That's very sad. And now the
Life happens, man. Life happens.
Yeah, and I just stuff around. Managed to get other mates' cars done, but when I'm my own boss, sometimes they don't happen.
That's it.
That's all good.
But at long last, you've been sort of, dare I say, sooking about it for a little while. But
Yeah.
now the shed is empty. It's all yours. You've got your own domain back, and we can start getting after it.
That's it.
So should we give
Don't
the?
let you guys have all the fun.
No, that's it. Hey, and don't worry, I'm feeling the same. I want to get after mine
Yeah,
as
you're
well.
not having much fun either, to be fair.
No. But you guys have been hammering us in the comments about 5 litre videos, whether it be my 383 or whether it be turbo 5 litre stuff. But if you're new to the channel, we've gone through the combo. That's it there. But if you're new to the channel, you can go back and watch that video after this one. But do you want to give the good folks at home a quick rundown on what's the go here, mate? What is your end game?
A basic overview of everything.
Yeah, let's not go into nuts and bolts, even though I know you could.
Look, mate, I could spend a whole week dribbling on about different bits and pieces, but really basic overview. Obviously, Holden V8. There's a few different steps in the actual engine department itself. I've got a stock motor which is there. That's what we're going to use to just get it all moving and going, because for one it's there, and the other motor, my 355, isn't built yet. Need a little bit more money and a little bit more time with that, so this is just sort of a makeshift dog for now. So it's going to be stock 304, 284 cam, GDX 4202 turbo, you know, all the basic turbo kit, which you'll find out if you watch the other video, all about that. Very, very basic turbo kit, I might add. I should be ashamed of myself. I'm a fabricator of 15 years, and that's the turbo kit I'm using, but they work good and they're
cheap
quick
and
easy.
cheerful.
Yeah, I might do something a bit better later on when we upgrade the turbo and all that stuff. But
Truth be told, that's the third turbo kit that you've had for this car.
yeah.
And it hasn't run with any of them.
No. And I'll probably do another one or two, hopefully after it runs. So, but yeah, so turbo 5 litre, 304 cube. As you can see right there, we've got a turbo 400 transmission. That one's a fairly basic one. It's got a few bits and pieces inside of it. Reverse manual valve body, you know, all that sort of, all basic stock shafts and stuff in it, nothing billet or anything like that.
We also did a video assembling that one as well.
Yes, we did. So it's got a few little bits like the 480 drum and clutches and 34 element sprag and a few bits. So it's not stock, but it's not a pro mod gearbox either. TCE torque converter. We've got just a standard 2-piece shaft, got that done by Final Drive, so that's all been done, ready to go. Warner 78 series diff over there, that's got a 320 gear in it. It's all basic stuff, really, really basic stuff, but it should work alright. And then from that point I'll build on it, we'll change it out, put a 9-inch later on, we'll do a trans brake and 355. I've got quite a few bits for my 355, but still need some machining and yeah, a little bit more. So
it's just going to be a long process, really. I mean, but like I say, this is a 10-year project, but over that 10 years, you've spent a lot of time collecting some pretty sweet parts. So interior, you've gone Statesman dash and door cards at this point?
VS, the interior, well, some of the bits of interior out of my wife's old, she had a VS Series 3 Caprice, so they're dash. And I've probably got about 3 full different interiors of different models, probably more, 3.5 of just all different bits and pieces. So I'm mixing and matching. I've got a couple sets of Devonish interiors, cloth ones, a GDS one and a VS Club Sport one. So
yeah,
I've got Caprice back seats. So I'll be mixing and matching. So I've got some cool collectible VR VS parts that I've taken years to find and get stuff like that. But we'll show those off in other videos.
Yeah,
that's the fun stuff. All the sort of early Commodore guys will probably get a kick out of some of that. I've got tons of new old stock parts, headlights, taillights, mouldings and rubbers and stuff like that. So heaps of stuff.
Back when you could buy them before you had to take out a mortgage.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's right. They've never been like super cheap to buy, but it's what they're getting from now is just ridiculous. So I'm glad I got in early, and I'm glad I haven't jumped on the bandwagon late with doing VR VS stuff or early Commodore stuff anyway. So yeah.
I mean, that's really sort of how we met and how we bonded at the start, was that we were both second gen Commodore guys. I mean, obviously we were mates before I bought your Ute, but I ended up buying your Ute PSI 304, which has been a ripper car. Yeah. It was a ripper car when you got it. It's always been a ripper car since I've had it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we've both looked after it pretty good. So
absolutely, but that's like we've both been keeping eyes out and pressuring each other to spend money that we didn't have on things that we didn't need.
Yeah, I'm really good at that.
And it's all sort of coming to a head now. Like I say, this, even though it doesn't look like much now, you can see, the exhaust up there is done.
Well, mostly done. It's half
to the diff.
To the diffs.
Yeah.
Almost done. I've got to weld the mufflers and put some dump tips and stuff on it and weld a couple hangers, but for the most part it's kind of there.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, you got your dump pipe down here, your turbo kit has been fabricated. You've worked out like basically all your accessories. You've got a sweet.
It's how that sits there is. It's honestly probably not going to really look anything like that. Everything on the front of that motor is not going to be like that. I've got all the obviously you can see the bullet alternator bracket there. I've got the bullet timing cover, the CVR water pump. I've got the awesome bloody reed speed serpentine drive for the alternator, because that's the only thing driven off the front of this is the alternator. As you can see here, I've got a VL manual rack. So yeah, no power steering, no heater, no aircon. You know, just the bare minimum is how I want to do it. I want to try and get the bay fairly clean. I don't want to go over the top and have it look like a full show car and box everything in and get rid of every dent and crevice there is. That's not kind of the look that I want, but I definitely do want to neaten it up a little bit. As you can see, just lately I've been doing a little bit of sheet metal work, which if you've watched our videos before, you know I'm not crazy fond on doing it, but I still like to do everything I can on my car because I get the satisfaction out of it. Obviously, if I didn't like it, I wouldn't spend all these years doing it. So
that's it.
But yeah, so just smoothing some, leaving some of the holes, smoothing others, dents, you know, smoothing this side. If you're familiar with these cars, you'll know there's dents and scallops and crap everywhere. So
and you've left a couple of big filthy holes in it because obviously that's where the turbo needs to sit.
Yeah, these won't look as offensive once the turbo kit. I mean, it looks pretty filthy, and I never would have thought I would have cut it up this bad, but I sort of got to a point where I was like, it is what it is. So there's a little bit to fill in here. It's not going to be quite this big. This was sort of just a rough hole that I've got it in, so I'll fill some of this in, and the turbochargers will fill the rest in after that, and it really won't look too bad. So
yeah, well, speaking of appearances, what's the plan? You just gonna go SS lookalike more or less, isn't it?
This car is actually so it's a VR 93 VR, and it's actually a BT1, but
BT1.
Unlike most guys that own BT1s, I don't think this thing's anything. The reason it's special is because it's sentimental. Obviously, being in the family and all that, I couldn't give a shit if it's wouldn't matter what this thing is. If it was a Calais or a Club Sport or whatever, it just happens to be a BT1. If the roof was clean and had no bond on it, you'd still be able to see where it hasn't been polished properly, and the stickers from the numbers of the Pursuit car, you can still see like 1.5 of them in the roof. So it's definitely a BT1. It's got on the tags and all that, but like I said, it doesn't really mean anything to me.
No.
I honestly don't see what all the craze is with VR and VS BT1s. The VL stuff I kind of get, but anything other than that it just baffles me. But anyway, each to their own. So.
Nah, that's it. So I was gonna stay same colour. You were gonna go red.
White. I was wanted red for ages.
Yeah.
But now I definitely just want it white. I've got all the SS kit. I've got about 2 full SS kits. So
you want to sell one, bro?
No, I don't sell anything.
Can you hear it in the comments now?
I'm not selling anything, so don't ask me, because I'm not selling anything, okay? So don't even ask.
Collector.
So it's just basically going to look like a stock, well not stock, but you know, basically a standard SS kit. I've got the S-Pack boot lip for it. Lowered on some sort of just normal wheels. That's it, really.
Not these wheels.
No, these ones, I don't even know why these are still around. I think it's because I can't find any decent wheels because COVID's just smashing me. I can't get any good deals.
No, that's right. These actually, truth be told, I'll put a picture in, but these came off your Maloo. You had a really sweet Maloo.
I did, and then I never drove it, and it was black, and it just used to get dirty all the time, and I just got sick of cleaning it. So I literally just cleaned it one day, and it got dirty straight away, and I decided, nah, I'm selling it. So
yeah,
I've had plenty of distractions. That's another reason why this thing's been sitting dormant forever. I haven't had anything really sick, but I've definitely had a handful of cars that have sort of sidetracked me and made me lose aim of where I'm going and what I'm doing. So
yeah,
gotten rid of all them, and I'm smart. I figured it out now after like the 3rd or 4th one. All right, stop buying other cars to do up or not do up. So
yeah. So what we're doing at the moment, obviously we're not going to get a hell of a lot of work done.
No, we won't
tonight.
get anything done on this video, but
this was
we're
basically
moving
just
forward. Mate, if you can get an hour in of just one little thing, then it's something, you know. So I'll take it at this point.
That's it. Well, this is basically just a bit of a project introduction. We've had a lot of people asking about it. So what we're doing at the moment is basically sorting out brake line routing more or less,
Yeah.
making sure that's all going to clear, because soon, with any luck, this engine bay will be ready for paint.
Yeah.
Once the engine bay is painted, Kurt, is probably when we'll more or less pick up on this car when we reassemble.
I think so, yeah. I'm not going to paint the whole car right away. It's basically going to look like shit in its first, when you guys first see it running. But I'm going to paint it all later. This is literally just, the urgency has hit me. I want to get the car running and driving, and then have it as a platform that I can build upon, you know what I mean? So if I had to wait to get this thing fully painted and up to a standard that I want, it'll be another 10 or 15 years, you know. So at where I am in my life right now, time and money is a struggle, you know. I've got a young family and all that stuff, so even when you've got the money, you've got the you know, 2 young tackers, so they take up a fair bit of my time now. So I'm sort of just trying to get it slapped together, I guess you'd say, in a way, and then we can build upon it from there, you know. I'm not going to be happy with the 304 combo. With, like, pretty much most of the driveline will end up getting replaced, honestly. Like, the whole stuff. But some of the stuff I'm not going to redo, you know. Like, I've spent good money on the fuel system and other bits and pieces that I won't need to redo again, and just need to redo some stuff.
Yeah.
Upgrades and stuff, so yeah.
That's it. Well, I guess this will be more or less where we'll leave it, I suppose. We've given you
there's plenty of other details, but I mean, like, we don't need to... We've definitely rabbited on enough as it is. Absolutely.
But we will be going into it in a lot more detail as we build the car. So from here, like, obviously we're going to reassemble the whole car from front to back, but we just got to more or less get this engine bay
and there's still a bit in this, man, especially with how long I take to do things. There's still a bit more in it.
That's it. So we're going to chip away with that while we play around with the thing that's at my house.
Yeah, that car.
Yeah. Haven't showed you. We're not going to show you yet.
We've got other stuff as well. We've got Red vs Blue coming up, so Warby's going to be going to that.
That's right.
In his killer GTO. That is a sick car. You guys will love that. I love the car. It's awesome, especially for what it is. Absolutely. It's heavy as shit.
Yeah.
It's got a pretty old blower on it, but it's got some good stuff done to it. It goes really fast. It shouldn't really even go as fast as what it does, I don't think.
Not with the weight that it's got and airbag suspension. If you go back to the very first video we posted at Power Cruise, we actually went for a lap in it, and there wasn't many cars that would beat it.
It's a good combo. It doesn't make tons and tons and tons of horsepower for this day and age, but makes mid 700s and it works good. So that's going to Red vs Blue.
25th of November. So if any of you guys are in Perth on the 25th of November, Kurt and myself, we both got the night off work. We're going to be at the Perth Motorplex watching some racing. So if you want to meet us, that's where we'll be.
Sick.
And we will be, we'll be tagging along with our mate Warby with his VZ GTO, and we'll give you a full rundown on that one there. But you know, 400 cube LS with a blower, turbo 400. It's pretty sick.
Yeah, it's a good car.
Yeah,
it's good fun. And
that's pretty much where we'll leave it for now. But we might get one more video in, but otherwise the next video that you'll see will be us at the Red vs Blue 8th Mile Radial Racing event at Kwinana Motorplex. So thanks for watching. If you've made it through this long yarn, thanks for watching, guys, and until the next one, we'll catch you around. Cheers.